What's up, family? I am Nisha Nicole, and I am back with another video. So I am just getting back from a brunch this morning where there was just a group of women just talking about our goals in God and our career goals and personal goals. And I wanted to share my takeaway from the event. It was a really powerful space. I love to be in spaces like that. I feel like those types of conversations are the kind of conversations that will change the world. So we were all asked to introduce ourselves by stating our name, what it is that we do, and our mess, basically like our obstacle. One obstacle of the many obstacles that we all face. And then after we made those introductions and we went through a series of different questions, we were asked if we felt like our mess was related to our purpose, right? And so as I've reached certain pivotal points in my life is when, I started to see and understand that sometimes your obstacles and your messes literally have nothing to do with you at all, and there are messages for someone else in your current mess, right? So I had shared a little bit of my experience with entering into a relationship knowing ahead of time that we did not share the same faith in God, and how my goal in doing that was to kind of like make the other person believe. Okay, that's better. Because my arm was starting to hurt. Felt like I could show him that God was real, that God is real. And there was another girl, her name was Rachel, that I kind of like really connected with on that point, was because she was asked the same question years ago about what was her goal, and her goal was to show the world that God was real, and it's a big, you feel like there's this big like weight on your shoulder when you take on such a big goal, like because it's true that people will do what they want to do, people will believe what they want to believe, but that doesn't stop you from wanting people to experience the love of God, and what it feels like to be a child of God. Then it's natural to want everybody to experience that. It's natural to want the people that you love and care about to also, or not even people you don't even know, but it's natural to want them to also want to know God, or to believe in God. So I think that the majority of the pressure or the weight that comes from having a goal, such as wanting to just live a life that shows people how real God is, the weight of it comes from the idea that in order to do that, we have to be perfect. We can't make mistakes. Like we are expected to be incapable of falling, falling short, failing. And so that was definitely my something that I struggled with a lot, that I still struggle with, the idea that perfection is the goal when perfection is not the goal. The reality is, in order to show God, I'm sorry, in order to show people how real God is, you have to go through mess. You have to be a mess and allow God to create something out of your mess. And that's when you'll begin to see yourself, and when people will begin to see, how real God is because of what he can do with the mess that you are, so I just thought that was so cool. Like it was such a great conversation, and we talked about so many things, but I just wanted to share that if you want to hear more about the questions during the brunch or the conversation during the brunch, just leave a comment below, and I'll be glad to answer or make another video about some of the other things that we talked about. So I just wanted to share that anybody who is currently in a mess, or who has gotten out of a mess and you don't understand the purpose in the mess, or why you have to go through certain things, just try to hold on to the fact that you are in your mess because there is a message in it for someone else. And also another kind of like revelation that I had during the event was that You know, like I'm a very introverted person. Like I get so much anxiety when it comes to speaking in front of people, or you know, talking in front of crowds and stuff like that. So you know, these videos are a way for me to still share my story and my experiences without the social anxiety. But I got from it that when God is ordering your steps, like he puts you in a room, you know, when he sits you somewhere, like somebody in that room needs to hear what it is that you have to say, you know. So being nervous to share the things that you have to say and your experiences is like you're keeping somebody else from getting out of the things that you've gone through and learning the things that you've learned by going through your message, you know. So you'll be surprised at how many people will come out and say, you know, like thank you so much for sharing your experience. Like I've gone through the same thing, or I'm going through the same thing, or you know, I really needed to hear that, or you know. Anyway, so that's more for me than y'all probably. But and I just want to thank my spiritual sister Felicia for inviting me in the first place. You can check her out at Seek God Slay Goals on Facebook. And thank you all for watching. I mean, thank you all for watching. I love you. Bye.